welcome here to the Craftsman Cup Series Round 7, coming to you at Texas Motor Speedway. Yesterday we've seen some qualifying, and as you can see, it's the Tide Machine. The 32 of Charles Sanfer will start on the pole. That's another name now included into the All-Star race, which is happening in about nearly 2 months' time, I'd say. I think it is roughly about that, yes. And alongside him, Wes McCall, now lost the championship lead, sits second place, but he's going to be starting on the outside pole. And on the inside of row 2 is the rookie Brent Wintergreen in the 07 SKF Chevrolet for Richard Childress. And alongside them, be the 7 of Brandon Tedisco, fresh from having, I believe it was a top 10 last week at Road America. And looks like he's starting pretty high up on the grid. You can see the two teammates on the third row, Nick Gunther and Liam Ervig, closely right behind by his teammate, Cody Lammers, who I believe is sitting 4th in the championship, I think. I'm not too sure, or maybe 3rd. I can't mind exactly. Anyway, championship lead is not too far down. You can see him just in red number 19 alongside Sky Commons in the 00. Without further ado, let's get these cars underway. And we're getting ready for that number that I'm not going to be saying because it's very annoying recently. So, drivers then pull out onto the track. Here's the rest of the look. Starting grid. Field making our way into turn 4, and Charles Sanfer can dictate the pace when he can go, and we will get ready for less than 68 and more than 66. Here we go. Green flag is out. It's showtime at Texas, and I can't see the flag man again. Well, by the looks of it, Charles Sanfer has not got off. Yeah, the pole sitter's really not got off there. I don't know if there's a problem already with the Tide 32 machine, but yes, Sanfer has had a dreadful start. From the starting on the pole position, he's all the way down to 7th by the end of the first lap, and he's holding a gang of cars right behind him. Now, we did see the 32 encountered a problem in the Daytona Gatorade race. I think that was race 1. He did encounter a problem. Hopefully, it's not the same problem that he's had here in this race tonight. Couldn't have been, because we're like 8 weeks into the new season. Let's have a look at it there from this camera angle there. So, as we look at the standings here at the moment, Wes McCall leads, followed by Brandon Tedisco in 2nd. Side by side for 3rd place between Andrew McCrory and Liam Ervig, and Cody Lammers in 5th. Nathan Hudson in 6th, and 7th is the 11 of Nick Gunther, and 8th place is Noah Cars. 9th place is Chris Summers. Dive of Oils completes the top 10 as the 32 is really being shoved down the order. And again, the 07 has got nowhere to go. He's just stuck in right behind him, and he's been like that for the last 3 or 4 laps. You can see him, he's still moving down the order. And Brent Wintergreen's hard work of leading, well, starting on the outside, well, on the 2nd row, is coming all undone as we've seen a battle for the lead here as Liam Ervig's won very wide in the middle of 3 and 4. Side by side across the start-finish line, and to complete yet another lap and give that lap to Tedisco. He gets himself 5 points. He led that lap. And look at that there. All Chevrolets in the top 5. Yes, Tedisco now leads. McCreary in second, but McCall can drive it on the outside if he can still do it. And Charles Sanford's nearly at the tail end of the pack here. And look at the run that Wes McCall has on the outside of the 7. And looks like, yep, it looks like he's going to get it done now. Yep, indeed he does. So Tedesco now fully clear of the 0. Meanwhile, at the back of the pack, Sky Commons. And look at that, Brent Wintergreen. He's finally enabled himself free from the 32, but he's all the way down in 39th after starting in 4th. There he is there, Brent Wintergreen down in 40th place. He started 3rd. He's down to 40. He's in a 3-wide, nearly 4-wide situation. Pretty much there. So, looks like he's got some work to do here. He had a super fast car in qualifying. Now he's got to work his way up back to the front. And yes, these cars are driving with the restrictor plate engines in, just because we want to see some more overtaking. Looking here at the 77. There she is there, Ali Rain. She's last in the championship, I'm afraid. But she needs to get a strong finish of the season. I think her best placing has been a 27th back at Nazareth. 27th place, though, for Ali Rain. It's not really good, though. Hopefully, she will turn things around here today. Currently sits 29th, though, at the minute. And it's got the other 2 Penske teammates in shot there. The 2 of Dylan Young and the 12 of Christian Martin, who sits in the top 10 in the championship. And he's all the way down. There's some moves and shakiness going on through there. We just see Carson Green attempting a pass on the 5 of Michael Norman. Now, this round did have no cautions. Now, we've already seen 2 races back-to-back with no cautions. This race last season had no cautions. You know, there's a championship leader now. There he is, Dylan Poteet, just been pushed now possibly into the middle of the track with Matt McIntyre having a look on the inside. Jesse Turner sort of blocks the run from the 15. So at the moment, Poteet currently running in 15th place, and he started in 13th. So he's lost a couple of spots from where he started. Joshua Collard also needs to have a great run too in that Cheerios 43 car for Petty Enterprises. Oh, Poteet's back up to 14th, so he's gained the spot now. Meanwhile, back up front, and it is still Brant Tedesco in the lead. Second is Wes McCall. Third is Anthony McCreary. Cody Lammers in 4th. And then it's the other 2 JGR boys of Liam Ervig and Nick Gunther. But Daniel Voiles trying to look on the inside of the 11. And he will get the position. Now, now Ervig is trying to help the 11 to try and overtake these 2. Hopefully, Gunther's trying to repay the favour what Liam Ervig did to him at Daytona by pushing him to win the Daytona 500 race. Another driver we've just seen falling down the order is Nathan Hudson. There he is, there, all the way down there. We did see him up in the top 10. He's down in 23rd place. So I don't know if there's a problem with that car. Yeah, about 5 or 6, 7 laps ago, he was running in the top 10. He's fallen down. Anyway, meanwhile, let's have a look then back up front. Get them all battling all for position. It's great racing here. Looks like Wes McCall's trying to go for the lead back on Tedesco. And Cody Lammers has managed to get his green car up into 3rd spot. So Chevrolet still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it's the Ford of Daniel Voiles now that's in 6th place. 7th for Noah Cars. 8th is Nick Gunther, sorry. And 9th place is Charlie Buxton, and the defending champion Danny Wells in 10th. Oh, I see now. It looks like there's going to be an overtake here again for the lead. This time McCall on the inside of Tedesco. Has he got the run off of 4? Looks like he will do. Cody Lammers is going to help him. So yet another lead change. Where's McCall back to the point? Now, pit stops is going to be happening around about 6, 7 laps time. Oh, I've just said it. Fudge, I've just said it. Oh, no. I'm an idiot. And I've only just... oh, silly me. I should be sacked. I should be sacked from doing this. Like, this is the end of the CCS. This is just terrible. I just freaking said it. Anyway, Daniel Voiles is up to P5 now. Passes Ervig. That lovely looking M&M's there car there. Tedesco's wanting second place back on Llamas. But yeah, pit stops are going to be happening around lap 21 to 23, 24. So with this being I've said it now, with it being a 67 lap race now, they'll probably be doing 2 pit stops depending if there's non-cautions like it was in last season's race. Oh, Andy McCready then looking for 4th place, and look at the racing behind. They start here. Chris Summers leads the pack. Nick Gunther's starting to fall down the order. Jamie Smith has welcomed himself into the pack now, as well as the 22 of Matt McIntyre. Oh, Charlie Buxton a little high in 2. And McIntyre has a look on the inside now of Jamie Smith, but not going to do it though. So great racing then, always up at the front. So it is still Wes McCall leading this race. Second is Cody Lammers. Third is Brandon Disco. And now Daniel Voiles. He's got a good car under him. He's up into 4th position. And he started 7th. So he's working his way slowly out through the field. And looks like he's got himself a good car. He's probably the only driver here that can challenge the Chevrolets this early on in the race. And it's been dominated by the Chevrolets at all. And the best place Dodge driver, there he is there, Joshua Collard, right there in 9th position, trying to have a look on the inside of Chris Summers. Chris Summers had the run off of 4 and about maybe to lose that spot to Nick Gunther in the 11 car. Paul Collard runs a little, goes to the high side. Oh, bit of a gap there behind Austin Plant. Can you see that? Little bit of a gap there. There's Levi McIntyre, followed by Brandon Ross. And there is Sam Oskin in the 16 on the outside. Alex Rowe looks like he's trying to make a pass on Seth Cole in the Fujifilm Dodge. And there is Nathan Hudson, followed by... Oh, and Ali Rain too. Is Ali Rain? She's also down, all the way down in last place. So more disasters for Ali Rain, I'm afraid. But it is still early on in the race. They'll be making pit stops. They'll probably make the car a little bit more competitive, hopefully. As I said, there is Jessica Shelton running in 25th position. We're coming up now to lap 20. So this is when pit stops are going to start happening here. Now then, we've got the 10 of Jesse Turner back in his Valvoline Chevrolet on the outside. Fitzwater with 3 wide right behind them. And it's Michael Norman on the inside, Matt McLean in the middle, Carson Green on the outside, and Green gets a great run on the backstretch. And oh wow, Matt McLean forces the issue underneath his teammate, and now we'll put Fitzwater in the middle. Well, up a little bit front here, McIntyre leads ahead of RJ Bishop with the championship leader Dylan Pulte. Jesse Turner's actually caught up now with that battle. Let's have a look then up forward here for the lead. And if there's like no change whatsoever, no. Still Wes McCall leads. Cody Lammers in 2nd. 3rd is Brandon Disco. Daniel Voiles in 4th. Anthony McCready in 5th. Noah Cars in 6th. 7th is Liam Irvin. Chris Summers in 8th. And side by side for 9th between Gunther and Collard. And Charlie Buxton in 11th place, followed by the 4 of Jamie Smith and Danny Wells in 13th position. RJ Bishop is now past the 22, so that puts him up into 14th spot. That's it again, the 2 Richest Childress teammates. Closely followed behind the 15 of Carson Green, who's not doing particularly great in the points then for the rookie. Now then, let's see what Brent Wintergreen is sort of doing. There you can see him. He's all the way back at the tail end of this pack of cars. He's sitting in 39th position, so no improvement then whatsoever from the 017. And he's got Christian Martin just ahead of him, and Kyle Matthews, who looks on the inside of Carson Gum. And looks like Ali Rain's going to make a pass on the 32. That is for 41st position, unfortunately. James Qualls a little bit up the track in the Pepsi number 24. Now, we should be seeing pit stops sometime soon here as Daniel Voiles is catching up to Tedisco. And still Wes McCall leading the way. He lost the championship lead, like I said, before we saw the green flag. He sits second in the points, about 30-odd points behind the leader, Dylan Poteet. Poteet's running in mid-pack. And Cody Lamberson having an excellent season compared to what he did last season when he was driving the 33 Andy Petrie Chevrolet. It's definitely working. The transition from Andy Petrie racing to Joe Gibbs has actually... Oh, we got some pit stops happening. And that's Tedisco. Tedisco is the first driver to come into the pits. It looks like to me he's the only driver that's going to come into the pits. So he's got a fresh pit stop then. We're on lap 25 out of 67. And Tedisco is the first to make a pit stop. Oh, so too was Sanford. He was actually he was first, I think. Maybe trying to get some of that repair, make that car a little bit somewhat competitive here. And I think all the rest of the other drivers in are coming into the pit lane, except for Gunther, except for Smith, our Danny Wells, and RJ Bishop. Noah Cars will stay out and do another lap. So it looks like Gunther has inherited the race lead now. No, sorry, my apologies. It's Noah Cars. Noah Cars then in the lead, and out goes Charles Sanford. Oh, and Danny Wells. What's happened to Danny Wells? He's slowing down. Danny Wells has a problem. What's happened to the 9 car of Danny Wells? He's slowing down. He's only going at 131 miles an hour. There is a problem here for the number 9 car who comes into this race, I think, third in the championship. And he has got a problem. Yeah, he's got himself a big problem. Big problem. Oh, it's absolutely stacked up in the pits there. There goes Tedisco. He's through. He was one of the early drivers to make a pit stop. And look, there's some damage on pit lane. I saw a little bit of debris just being kicked up there on pit lane. Now, there is Diego Ospina. And looks like he's going to come into the pits now, as well as Seth Cole and Jack Mitchell. And Noah Cars then actually comes into the pits. Shelton comes out, just ahead of Dylan Young. Yeah, interesting to see there. The 9 of Danny Wells really slow coming into the pit lane. Carson Green comes out of his pit stall. Yeah, fresh coat spot on some tyres there. You can see, looks like there's no movement though at all from the 9. Michael Norman comes out of the pits. Side-by-side racing between the 4 and the 40. Out of there, but looks like the 40 just gets ahead. Zachary Fitzwater's out. Trent Dunham is out. Colin Jones is out. So after the first round of pit stops, no caution then has actually happened. And yet Danny Wells still in the pits. There was a legit problem then on the 9. And it looks like it's going to be a DNF, unfortunately, for Danny Wells, as we're still looking at the pace car. There's a look at Christian Martin. Came across the line last time out in 19th place, but he was going to be overtaking more cars. And we did see Christian Martin around about down in the 30s, so he's must have made a great pit stop. Anyway, we've got to have a look further up through the field here. Noah Cars is still trying to get into top speed and nearly gets in to Nick Gunther. So I think after the first round of pit stops, this is how they look. Brant Tedisco, who was the first to make a pit stop, well, the second guy to make a pit stop behind Sanford, he leads this race. Second place then belongs to Wes McCall. Third place, it's not Sky Commons. He's down in 40th. He's a lap down. There's the guy that's sitting in third. Great job then for the 48 bunch. They are sitting in third. Cody Lammers in fourth. Then you got Nick Gunther in fifth. His teammate, Liam Ervig in fifth. Nick Gunther in sixth. Joshua Collard in seventh. RJ Bishop in eighth. Just passing Noah Cars for ninth. And Carson Green. Nice to see Carson Green then make an appearance now in the top 10. Having by far easily his best run of the season so far. Could have been at Road America last week, but a problem happened and he fell all the way down into 39th place overall. Daniel Voiles taking a high line in turns 3 and 4. Anyway, he sits in 11th place. Jesse Turner in 12th. That's a good effort from Jesse. He started 26th, so working his way through the field very, very nicely. Matt McIntyre in 13th place, 14th for Jamie Smith, and Charlie Buxton running in 15th, followed by Christian Martin. He made a great stop. He's in 16th, 17th for the 5 of Michael Norman. Then Brandon Ross in 18th, And there's your championship leader, Dylan Poteet, in 19th position. As Brand Tedesco still leads this way. McCall in second. Those two have really checked out. Cody Lammers and Chris Summers trying to work to catch up to the two leaders, but they can also have help with the double zero of Sky Commons. And there's the two Penske teammates at the back end of the field here, Ali Rain and Dylan Young. Oh, looks like we're going to have a positional change here for the lead yet again, as Tedesco is under threat from the zero of Wes McCall. Just as well as Cody Lammers is... Oh, I think that might have been Summers passing the inside of Sky Commons. And has McCall still got the run? Yes, Tedesco still gives him the outside. And coming off of 4, and looks like Wes McCall's going to take the lead back again. Indeed he does. So McCall is back into the lead. And Chris Summers then tries to go on the inside of Sky Commons. Sky's now a lap down. Lammers is starting to fall away from the 48 team, or driver. As positional change could happen for 5th place as Joshua Collard looks to the inside but didn't get the run, and now that's going to enable Nick Gunther to make a move, and RJ Bishop looking low, trying to make it 3 wide. Carson Green followed by Daniel Voiles, and there's Jesse Turner with Noah Cars and Matt McIntyre, and there's Charlie Buxton, Michael Norman. Then you got this pack of cars here. Seth Cole looks like he's doing okay at the minute. Ooh, nearly making contact with Trent Dunham. Trent Dunham, the hometown guy. Followed there by Austin Plant, and there's Nathan Hudson. We did see Nathan Hudson be up in the top 10 in the early goings of the race. Fell all the way back to 40th, and there he is. He's back there being competitive in 25th spot now. So they must have fixed whatever was the problem. Maybe the car was a little bit too hot. And now there he is, now up into a more respectable 25th place. Behind him, you've got Colin Jones, followed by Kyle Matthews, Matt McLean, there's Diego Ospina, and there's Brent Wintergreen, now up into 30th position. Sam Oskin 31st, James Qualls 32nd, Andy McCrory's all the way down to 33rd. I did mention about the contact in pit lane of the debris being kicked up, and I think that was probably one of the reasons why. The 8 is all the way back there. We did see him up in the top 5 before the first green flag pit stops, and there he is all the way down in the 33rd spot. Sanford then in 34th, the pole sitter. Levi McIntyre 35th. The two Roush Racing teammates 35th and 36th. And then 37th place then is Dylan Young. Ali Rain is, I believe, is in 39th place. Sky Commons is a lap down. So Danny Wells' car is out. And we're missing someone else. Who is that? I'm trying to see who we're missing. I think to my knowledge, I think we're missing the 37 of Alex Rowe. Yeah, I think we're missing Alex Rowe. So I think 2 drivers then out of the race, Alex Rowe and Danny Wells. Now then, meanwhile, we're into the second half of the race, and Wes McCall still leads. Brand Tedesco in second. Chris Summers has really pulled away from the 18 of Cody Lammers and trying to hunt down the leaders ahead. Still Ervig leading this gaggle of cars for 5th position. And his teammate Gunther right behind him in 6th. Then RJ Bishop in 7th. Carsten Green still there, running up in the top 10. This is a good pack of cars here. Now, the pack of Colin Jones, they're catching up to these pack of cars right here, led by Zachary Fitzwater, although Jack Mitchell gets a great run. Goes to the inside. Jack Mitchell, I think he comes into this race as the rookie points leader, and he sits in the top 10 in points and all the way down in, well, it's in 19th place. It's quite respectable. And looks like he's going to make the pass on Fitzwater. Might bring Brandon Ross with him and all, which Brandon does. Well, he's going to try and make it 3 wide. Wow, Brandon Ross had a heck of a run. Yeah, but the inside doesn't look like it seems to be working just yet there. And Seth Cole right behind him. Seth Cole will be actually pretty thankful that, you know, he's still running on all 4 wheels. If you remember back to the Texas race that Daniel Voiles won, Seth Cole had a big massive flip across the start-finish line. one of many multiple flips that Seth Cole has had. He had a couple with Daytona, one in the Gatorade race, had a nasty hit at the actual Daytona 500 race, and he was upside down in part of the massive one in the night race, you know, when Nick Gunther missed out by 1,000th of a second. Then he had a massive hit round about that part of the track at Texas, and then I think it was the next round at Atlanta. He had a head-on accident with Diego Ospina. So Seth's been absolutely through the ringer. He nearly won the All-Star race, losing on the start-finish straight, but he did win a race at Papyrus. So it was really mostly a really beating and banging season then for the veteran and former champion Seth Cole. Anyway, yep, there is Nathan Hudson. He's working his way up through the field now, so looks like he's got the car fixed. He's passed Trent Dunham. Still 2 results in the plant. And yet, Colin Jones, he's bringing Diego Ospina with him. Now it's Dylan Pulte. Looks like he's going to lose a spot to Matt McLean. No, he's not. No, he does now. Matt McLean also had a nasty accident as well on the backstretch when he got pushed by Michael Norman. And then Trek Torger smashed into him as well, and then Matt McIntyre had a massive impact getting hit from Zachary Fitzwater. Anyway, let's have a look then back up front. Oh, wow. Matt McIntyre turning sharp left on Jamie Smith. As we're looking at Carson Green, running in 11th, still running good. The best placed driver for DEI as this pack of drivers now are lapping Sky Commons. And RJ Bishop has gone up into 6th position, I believe. Yeah, RJ. Oh, and Sanford comes back out onto the track. So Charles Sanford comes back onto the track. Comes out right in front of this pack of cars for 5th position. And look at Chris Summers. Chris Summers has got a car really dialed in. He is really caught up to the leaders here. We've got ourselves a 3-car battle for the lead. Now, with the 32 just coming out of the pits, the 7 did pit afterwards, so we could be going into some second-round pit stops in around about 3 or 4 laps, I feel. But Chris Summers, his car is on. His car's a rocket. He was probably about a second and a half behind the 2 leaders, and there he is now. Anyway, Irving is still in 5th. Bishop in 6th, 7th is Gunther, and there's Jesse Turner making a great run. As well as Joshua Collard. This is a great pack of racing. This is really good racing here. And this is what Jesse Turner really needs here. Because Jesse Turner, I think, after Auto Club was sitting 8th in the points, and then he's had a string of, you know, bad results here. 10th at Nazareth. 42nd at Atlanta, 25th at Papyrus, and last week he ended up finishing, when did he finish? In 16th place. So this is a much needed drive, this is from Jesse. Jesse, who nearly won last season at Homestead. Only losing out on the last lap though to Matt McLean. But still, McCall still leads. Tedisco 2nd, Summers in 3rd. Now, but you can see the 32, they'll be faster than these drivers ahead, because don't forget the 32 has made a 2nd pit stop. It's all over the back of the 43. He shouldn't be intimidating Joshua Collard like. Yeah, Collard thinks better of it, then goes to the outside and just probably lets the 32 go by, because he does have the fresher tyres here. Oh, and now Andy McCreary's into the pits. McCreary into the pits this time on lap 50 out of 67. And he's going to put on some fresh tyres on him as well. I think Jesse Turner's wanting to get 7th place on Nick Gunther, but he can't do it though. Oh, and I think Tedisco's coming in, guys. I think, yeah, Brand Tedisco is coming into the pit lane. So on lap 52, coming to lap 52 now, Tedisco comes into the pits. As there is Daniel Voiles trying to overtake Sky Commons, who is running a few laps down. He just can't seem to get by, is Michael Norm. I mean, well, we might lose a bit of momentum here because Jamie Smith can make a lunge. Can't do it, though. Now, the problem here is maybe about... Oh, I think Liam Ervig's going to come into the pits. I think he is. Yep, Ervig's going to come into the pit lane. So, second round of pit stops are being made. And this could be a problem here because the 32, he may be a lap down, but he could hamper these drivers here that will be making their pit stops probably this time around. And there is Andy McCurdy. He's back out onto the track. Now, will Wes McCall and Chris Summers come into the pits? Yep, he's slowing down. They're all coming into the pits now. Looks like Cody Lammers is as well. Wow. Don't know if Sanford pushed RJ Bishop up the track. But yep, looks like all the other drivers then are coming into the pits. Yep, so... Yep, Oster Plant's in. Trent Dunham is also in. The 66 of Colin Jones, the championship leader, is also into the pits. So, yep, this is what pit stops is happening. As we're looking then at Daniel Voiles, there is Jesse Turner putting on some fresh tyres. Just passing Sky Commons as well. There is Wes McCall. He was the first to pit. There is the 18. And into the pits now goes Voiles, in goes LaPlante. Chris Summers goes out. Does he come out ahead of the 0? Oh no, the 0 goes ahead. Now, oh, and Noah Cars stays out to do another lap. Interesting call there. Jamie Smith in second. Looks like Jack Mitchell was in third. Seth Cole, his teammate, in fourth. And Ospina in fifth position, followed by Matt McLean in sixth. But these drivers have yet to make another pit stop, as out goes RJ Bishop and Michael Norman. Fitzwater's also in. Nathan Hudson's in the pit lane. Out goes Ali Rain with Dylan Young. There's Carsten Gunn with Jessica Shelton and James Qualls. Now I'm just wondering if the 44's in. Yep, and the other drivers are in the pit lane, so the rest of the 6 drivers that stayed out, they're in the pits now. So Noah Cars is in. There is Chris Summers. And I think he could come out in third place, I believe, because the 7 is so far ahead. No card in sight. And there, so effectively, Brand Tedesco will come out in the lead. And look at the gap he's got over Wes McCall in second. They got the 2 Joe Gibbs teammates side by side. This will be provisionally for 4th place. So, ooh, Ospina. Hey, oh, careful there, Ospina. McLean was coming. And the LV drivers then are heading now onto the track. So there goes Tedesco. He's into the lead now. McCall and Summers into 3rd and 4th. There is Ervig and Cody Lammers there. They've moved up spots. Carson Green overtaking RJ Bishop. Jesse Turner as well. So then, we don't have a lot of laps to go here, but it looks like we're going to have ourselves a battle for 2nd place as Chris Summers to the inside of McCall. Across the tri-oval to start yet another lap. That's going to be good though for Tedesco. He can slightly pull himself a little bit further away with them 2 drivers side by side. And looks like Chris Summers now has gone up into P2. Unless McCall has the run off the backstretch. Which he does. And they're still going to go side by side. And again, the more times they're going to go side by side, it's going to allow Tedesco to pull away. And is Chris now clear on the 48? Looks like he is now. Yep, he will be now. So after the 2nd round of pit stops, Tedesco has a monumental lead. Look at the gap that Brand Tedesco has over 2nd place now, Chris Summers. That's probably a 1.5 second lead, that is, he's got. So Summers in 2nd, 3rd is McCall, 4th place is Ervig, battling with Cody Lammers in 5th. Now don't forget, now Cody Lammers was fuming with Liam Ervig last week at Road America because he cost him a 4th place finish. So he wants to get by him here. Carson Green in a fine 6th place, RJ Bishop in 7th, Jesse Turner 8th, Joshua Collard in 9th, and Nick Gunther completing the top 10 is Christian Martin and Michael Norman are battling for 11th place. Noah Carsden out in 13th, Buxton in 14th, Brandon Ross in 15th, 16th for Matt McLean and Matt McIntyre, so apologies there, 17th for Jamie Smith, 18th that is, yeah, for Fitzwater, Trent Dunham in 19th, and there is Colin Jones completing the top 20. It's actually kind of amazing that we've got less than 10 laps to go. We're going to be having 8 laps of races still to go. And we've not seen a caution for nearly potential 3 races now. This is unbelievable. Looks like it's been not a good day then for the Roush Racing team. Look at them. You've got 3 drivers in shot here. Carson Gumbs, Sam Oskin, and there's Jessica Shelton. Just ahead of James Qualls. Oh, and there's the championship leader back there too. Look, there's the championship leader all the way down in 31st place. And Wes McCall sitting in P3. Looks like we're going to have Wes McCall back to the championship lead then as we go into Chicagoland next week. Oh, now he's fallen down the order. Daniel Voiles down in 29th place. Must have made a bad pit stop. And he was running inside the top 10 for the majority of the, well, the 2/3 of the race. But must have made a bad pit stop. So Daniel Voiles will be absolutely livid to be down here because he basically doesn't have a car to be finishing that down the order, to be fair. He really doesn't. He has had a supercar all race long. There's a look now at Brent Wintergreen in the 07. Don't forget, he started in 3rd place, was stuck behind the Aileen 32 and fell all the way down to like 40th place. He's now currently sitting in 24th spot. So a little bit of a recovery then from the 07, but he'll be absolutely fuming as well how he just could not get by the 32 and fell all the way down the order. He could have himself a rocket car as well as he looks on the inside of Nathan Hudson. Seth Cole trying to catch up to his teammate Jack Mitchell, who's got Colin Jones and Fitzwater too. They're all single file there. Yeah, Gunther then just sitting in that 10th position. Martin in 11th. Noah Carr's in 12th. There's Michael Norman. What a season Michael Norman's having. That winners in Joltis last season has really inspired him. Hendrick saw something in him to pick him up and drive for that team. And, you know, Michael Norman has not been disappointing. You know, he's in the top 10, I believe, in the championship. 7th, I believe it is. Yeah, he's 7th in the championship. What a season it's been then for Michael Norman. You know, and we're not even like a third way into the season. Now, when he's trying to get into the top 10, he's got to get by Christian Martin. Look at the racing behind, though. We're 3 wide with Smith on the outside, Dunham in the middle, and Fitzwater on the inside. Jamie running a little wide in 2. Now Jack Mitchell tries to have a look on Colin Jones. Don't forget them. Those 2 drivers are battling for Rookie of the Season honours. Jack Mitchell leads the championship. I think it's a 3-way tie, I think. Anyway, how many laps to go then? Oh, we've got 2 laps to go. So we've got to have a look then back out front with the leaders and see if Chris Summers is actually catching up. And they are catching up, but I think it's just going to be too little too late, though, to catch the 7 of Brandon Tedesco. I don't think we're going to be seeing a last lap pass here. Anyway, white flag is out for Brandon Tedesco. And that gap looks like it's going to be pretty good then for the Jim Beam Chevrolet. Coming off onto the backstretch then for the final time. Look at the battle for 4th place. That's heating up and all. And look at the battle for 10th place behind. That's some great racing too as well. But anyway, coming off then, off of turn number 4, Brandon Tedesco. He's been up at the front pretty much the entirety of the race. And he will go into the runners enclosure at Texas. And Cody Lammers actually did get the 4th place. So Liam Elvick did pay him the favour of what he did at Road America last week. Carsten Green gets 6th place. Best result of the season for the Napa Chevrolet. And I think Noah Carr's actually ended up being in 10th place. He did pass Nick Gunther to the line. So there you have it then. Well done then to Brandon Tedesco. His name gets included into the All-Star race. Well done then. And another clean race. Anyway, thank you for watching this. This is what the official results were. And also, you look at the driver's points as we go into round 8 of the championship. So until then, see you next week in Chicagoland.